Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News here on MTV Sports. You're here with me, Natasha Disanaika. Let's start off with a look at your headlines. Nurses of the National Hospital commence a strike. Around the world in 40 days makes its way to Malaysia. Obama says Russia will not be pushed out of Crimea by military means. BCCI sources say N. Srinivasan will step aside for time-bound IPL spot-fixing probe. Moving on to your stories in detail now, the Central Environment Authority will take steps to implement a program to recycle plastic and polythene propaganda material used in election campaigning. The chairman of the authority, G.W. Prathapasinha, stated that accordingly a polythene recycling centre has been set up at Kamrugama, Mathura.
If a candidate has used polythene or any other such substance for election propaganda activity during this period, we will obtain and recycle it and have established a production process to do so. We request all those connected to politics in all areas to let us know if any polythene or plastic in the area from such activity so that we could direct it to the Kumbragama production unit and take steps to recycle it.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Labour and Labour Relations have requested to grant a holiday for those employees who work for the private sector in order to cast their vote for the upcoming Western and Southern Provincial Council elections. Now, releasing a communique, they requested the ministry to grant them leave not less than 4 hours. Moving on, the final rites of the deceased JVP candidate for the Gampaha district, Sumitipala Manavadu, will take place today.
The cortege of late Sumitipala Manavadu, who was the father of 2, was taken to his residence at Ganemula last evening. A large gathering including a number of politicians were present to pay their last respects. The secretary of the All Ceylon Railway General Employees Union, Sumitipala Manavadu, died in an accident in the Imbulgade area on the Colombo Candy Road. The driver of the lorry involved in the hit and run was taken into custody in the Pogahawal area. The accident occurred when he attempted to overtake a bowser whilst on his way to take part in a political rally.
Moving on to one of your headline-making stories now, the nursing staff of the Colombo National Hospital have commenced a strike calling for official approval for midwife training.
Chairman of the Government Nurses Officers Association, Saman Ratnapriya, stated that the strike action will be active from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the afternoon. He added that several allowances aligned with midwifery training still remains inactive. Chairman of the Government Nurses Association stated that nurses from the National Hospital have abstained from working from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. and have commenced their strike action opposite the hospital. Furthermore, operations will not take place today and all nursing services have come to a halt. He added that some of the main reasons behind this strike action is due to the improper training given by the administration and not paying them their monthly allowance.
Around the World in 40 Days, organised by Newsfirst together with the National Youth Council, will undertake a whirlwind tour across 5 continents in order to promote the upcoming World Youth Conference, which will take place in Sri Lanka in May this year. The team has now reached Malaysia.
Around the World in 40 Days.
40 Days Around the World, a joint effort by Newsfirst and the Sri Lanka youth, reached Malaysia this morning. The team was welcomed by the members of the Sri Lanka Embassy in Malaysia. According to the information that we received from our members in Malaysia, we were told that a special program will be held. The team will leave to Singapore this afternoon.
Up next is Crime Watch.
A woman had been found murdered in a house in the Valapanadenia area in Watgama. The 78-year-old victim was found on the floor by her husband. The police said that she was murdered between 12:30 p.m. and 1 p.m. last afternoon when she was home alone. The body of the deceased has been placed at the Karapite Teaching Hospital and a post-mortem examination is due to be conducted today.
And that concludes our lunchtime news bulletin here on MTV Sports. Do stay tuned for live at 55 updates coming to you throughout the day. I'm Natasha Disanaika for Newsfirst.
Hotline 0114